The first one is an elegy for my um, New York personal physician who died in his 40s from diabetes, Dr. David Protetch, and it's called The Art of Healing. Most patients believe dying is something they do, not their physician, that white-coated sage, never to be imagined, naked or married. Begotten by one, I should know better. Healing, Papa would tell me, is not a science, but the intuitive art of wooing nature. Plants, beasts may react according to the common whim of their species, but all humans have prejudices of their own which can't be foreseen. To some, ill health is a way to be important. Others are stoics, a few fanatics who won't feel happy until they are cut open. Warned by him to shun the sadist, the nod-crafty, and the fee-conscious, I knew when we met I had met a consultant who thought as he did. Yourself a victim of medical engineers and their arrogance, when the atom bombed your sick pituitary and overkilled it. Every sickness is a musical problem, so said Novalis, and every cure a musical solution. You knew that too. Not that in my case you heard any shattering discords to resolve. To date, my organs still seem pretty sure of their self-identity. For my small ailments, you who are mortally sick prescribe a success. My major vices, my mad addictions, you left to my own conscience. Was it your very predicament that made me sure I could trust you if I were dying to say so, not insult me with soothing fictions? Must diabetics all contend with the nicest to self-destruction? One day you told me it is only bad temper that keeps me going. But neither anger nor lust are omnipotent, nor should we even want our friends to be superhuman. Dear David, dead one, rest in peace. Having been what all doctors should be, but few are, and even when most difficult, condign of our biased affection and objective praise. Then, at the village where I live in Austria, we had a very nice village doctor, very good too, who retired last year, and needless to say, we can't get another. The poem is called Lines to Dr. Walter Birk on his retiring from general practice. When you first arrived in Kirchstetten, trains had long been taken for granted, but electric light was still a surprise, and as yet no one had seen a tractor. Today, after 45 years as you leave us, autobahns are a must, midwives are banished, and village doctors become museum pieces, like the horse and buggy. I regret. The specialist has his function, but to him we are merely banal examples of what he knows all about. The healer I faith is someone I've gossiped and drunk with before I call him to touch me. Someone who admits how easy it is to misconstruct what our bodies are trying to say. For each one talks in a local dialect of its own, which can alter during its lifetime. So children run high fevers on slight provocation, while the organs of old men suffer in silence. When summer plumps again, our usual sparrows will fip in the eaves of the patulous chestnuts near your old home, but none will ask, is Dr. Birk around to hear me? For nothing can happen to birds that has not happened before. We, though, are beasts with a sense of real occasion, of beginnings and endings, which is the reason we like to keep our clocks punctual, as nature's never is. Seasons she has, but no calendar. Thus every year the strawberries ripen, and the autumn crocus flares into blossom on unpredictable dates. Such a slumpery cannot be allowed an historian. With us, it's a point of honor to keep our birthdays and wedding days, to rejoice or to mourn on the right one. Henceforth, the 1st of October should be special for you and us, as the once when you quit the public realm to private your ways and snudge in a quiet you so deserve. Farewell, and do not wince at our sick world. It is genuine in age to be happily selfish. Last, talking to myself. Spring this year in Austria started off benign. The heavens lucid, the air stable, the about sane to all feeders, vegetate or bestial. The deathless minerals look pleased with their regime, where what is not forbidden is compulsory. Shadows, of course, there are. Porn ads, withered clergy, and hubby next door has taken to the bottle. But you have preserved your poise, strange rustic object, whom I, made in God's image, but already warped, a malapert will worship, must bow to as me. My mortal manor, the carnal territory allotted to my manage. Also my fosterling, whom I must earn cash to support, my tutor also, but for whose neural instructions I could never acknowledge what is or imagine what is not. Instinctively passive, I guess, having neither fangs, nor talons, nor hooves, nor venom, and therefore too prone to let the sun go down upon your funk. A poor smeller, or rather a censor of smells, with a singular palate that can take hot food. Unpredictably, decades ago, you arrived among that unending cascade of creatures spewed from nature's maw. A random event, says science. Random my bottom, a true miracle, say I, for who is not certain that he was meant to be? As you augmented and developed a profile, I looked your looks askance. His architecture should have been much more imposing. I've been let down. By now, though, I've gotten used to your proportions, and, all things considered, I might have fared far worse. Seldom have you been a bother. For many years you were, I admit, a martyr to horn colic. It did no good to tell you, but I'm not in love. How stoutly, though, you've repelled all germ invasions, but never chastised my tantrums with a megrim. You are the injured party. For if short-sighted, I am the bookworm who tired you. If short-winded as cigarette addicts are, I was the pusher who got you hooked. Had we been both a bit younger, I might well have mischieved you worse with a needle. I'm always amazed at how little I know you. Your coasts and outgates I know, for I govern there. But what goes on inland, the rights, the social codes, your torrents, salt and sunless, remain enigmas. What I believe is on doctors' hearsay only. Our married life is a drama, but no stage play where what is not spoken is not thought. In our theatre, all that I cannot syllable, you will pronounce in acts whose raison d'etre escapes me. Why secrete fluid when I dole, or stretch your lips when I joy? Demands to shut or open, include or eject, must come from your corner and no province of mine. All I have done is to provide the timetable of hours when you may put them. But what is your work when I vibrate between a glum and a frolic? For dreams, I quite irrationally reproach you. All I know is that I don't choose them. If I could, they would conform to some prosodic discipline, mean just what they say. Whatever point nocturnal manias make, as a poet, I disapprove. Thanks to your otherness, your jocular concords, so unlike my realm of dissonance and anger, you can serve me as my emblem for the cosmos. For human congregations, though, as Hobbes perceived, the apposite sign is some ungainly monster. Whoever coined the phrase, the body politic? All states we've lived in, or historians tell of, have had shocking health. Psychosomatic cases, physicked by sadists or glozing expensive quacks. When I read the papers, you seem an Adonis. Time, we both know, will decay you, and already I'm scared of our divorce. I've seen some horrid ones. Remember, when the bon Dieu says to you, leave him, please, please, for his sake and mine, pay no attention to my piteous don'ts, but bugger off quickly.